woman who's disappeared?
Jerry's
Cardi doggy
seems just as baffled, but his concerns turn to confusion when he finds himself at the center of the investigation. Police want to know why he's been loitering outside Jerry's apartment.
doggy. Yeah.
I'm level-headed enough that I wasn't going to raise a fuss, because that's what a place you don't want to raise a fuss.
At the station, Kansas
Dad. That's all I hear.
swears he didn't make Jerry disappear. In fact, he claims he was trying to track down the man who did. The man caught red-handed using Jerry's credit card, whose face
She'd be
police
such
have
a daddy's
plastered
girl.
all over Tulsa.
If this fellow had used her credit cards, well, he knows where she lives. He's got her ID and everything else.
And when the suspect decided to show up at Jerry's house, Ken wanted to be there. He tells police it's the least he could do for his girlfriend.
So I was going to play detective, and I went over to her apartment and parked about 3 blocks away around the corner. Very subtle in a red Corvette.
The do-it-yourself stakeout quickly gets Ken in trouble.
I watched for 30-45 minutes, and then I happened to see in the rearview mirror a lady coming out with a pad and pencil, writing my tag number.
He may be guilty of bad judgment, but detectives are starting to realize he's not a bad guy. Investigators are now certain clean-cut Ken is telling the truth.
It was tough to not be able to do anything. The only thing I could do would be get in somebody's way.
Ken is not the only one in town new to police work. Mike Huff's cadet uniform barely has a wrinkle on it when Jerry Martin goes missing.
I was 19 when I joined the police department. I was just so focused on wanting to be a policeman.
Huff and the other cadets are more than fresh faces. Detectives know the youngsters will make good foot soldiers.
In the 70s, we were a couple hundred people smaller than we are today, and resources were slim, and so they immediately threw us in the mix.
The newbie could not have drawn a higher profile case to cut his teeth on.
Most of the veteran investigators had felt that as the days went on, Jerry would be found dead.
No matter what the outcome, it's up to Huff and the rest of the men in blue to find Jerry. And fast. And that means looking in every nook and cranny for any sign of Jerry.
We followed up on friends that might know where she was.
The thing about Jerry's case is she was so ordinary. Just a gal who was dating a boy and lived in an apartment and worked.
Where does a likable young woman with no apparent enemies disappear to?
I turned over every rock, every trash can, every dumpster, crawled under every building that I could get into. We just left no stone unturned.
Investigators keep one eye out for Jerry and another for her suspected abductor.
I went through thousands and thousands of mugshots looking for people that looked similar, and I think I got to the point where I was seeing that guy in my sleep.
The search is going nowhere fast. The veterans are frustrated. The rookies bewildered.
I don't think anybody had a clue as to how this would play out over the years, but they feared the worst and we found the worst.
On Monday, February 24th, 3 weeks after Jerry Martin was last seen leaving her art class, a phone call